Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about what my money-making strategy is going to be for the upcoming Finance and Felony DLC. I'm also going to be talking about how you can stay rich while still enjoying this update, some kind of tips and tricks I have for you regarding that, and also answering the most frequently asked questions I've gotten about making money and how money is going to be spent throughout this DLC. That's right, so we're really just a few hours away, depending on when you're watching this video, for further adventures in Finance and Felony to release. And that means there is a lot of hype going on. There's a lot of hype for the new content, but I want you guys to be smart with the money that you have. And I want you to be able to enjoy the content, but at the same time, still being rich. So let's talk about my money-making strategy first and how I know you guys can stay rich throughout this update while still being able to enjoy it. So the first thing is, don't go overly crazy buying all the new content. And what I mean by that is the new cars, if there's going to be any new weapons, the new clothing. Essentially, just buy the minimum that you need in order to complete what's going to be the new Finance and Felony missions. Because in order to make money through this update, I know that you're going to need three things. You're going to have to become a CEO, you're going to have a high-rise office, and you're also going to have a warehouse. Those are going to be the minimum requirements, I'm guessing, in order to make money for this DLC. So let's kind of break that down a little bit. If there's any price associated with becoming a CEO, you need to incorporate that into the money you're going to spend. I'm not 100% sure if there will be any costs to become a CEO. I say cost in like air quotes because in order to become a VIP, the only thing you needed was like $1 million in your bank account. But I'm imagining if you guys are watching this video, you probably already have over $1 million in your bank account. So you're probably good on that front. But we still don't know if there's going to be any cost attached with becoming the CEO. We do know that there most likely will be a cost associated with the office and the warehouse. And that could easily run you $1 million, $2 million, depending on the locations that you choose, and also depending on, I guess, the view and the spot you want to be at. So once you do those three things right there, you'll be eligible to start doing the Finance and Felony missions, which I'm guessing will earn you a pretty good amount of money, especially if those upfront costs are going to be so high, like $1 million or $2 million. They may not be that high, but they might be up there where it's going to set you back a little bit. So once you've done that, you'll be able to do the VIP missions, the CEO missions, whatever it's going to be, and then you can start generating money to start funding all the other items that are going to be coming in this DLC, whether it's the armored vehicles, whether it's the new supercars or new sports cars, whether it's the new weapons or the new clothing. This is when I think it'll be smart, even though it may not be the sexy option, to use existing armored vehicles and weapons from other DLCs for CEO missions. So use the armored Kuruma or use the armored Shafter V12. Don't go out and spend money on an armored vehicle just because it's the sexy and the new thing when it's going to take away from the money you're going to be earning. Once you've done the CEO missions for a little bit, once you've accumulated a little bit of cash, then you can dive in and then you'll be able to get some absolutely awesome stuff that is going to be coming with this update. Now, two other things to keep in mind is that come Friday of this week, there's likely going to be an event week where we'll probably be getting some sort of discounts on the things that are going on. So if you are a little bit short on cash, maybe wait till the weekend and Rockstar might announce a discount or two for some of the items. And if you're unsure about anything in this update, I will be your personal guinea pig. I'll be testing everything in live streams and videos in just a few short hours when the DLC does actually announce and does get released onto consoles and PC. So I'll be testing out everything. I'll be telling you what's good, what's not good, what you should stick away from. So that'll hopefully help you save some money as well. So now let's jump into some of the frequently asked questions that I've been getting regarding the money and the currency of this update. This first one comes from John Pierce, who tweets at me, "How much money do you think each organization mission will make, and will it be the next best money-making method?" So again, as I mentioned in the start of this video, it's all going to depend on what the upfront cost of this DLC is. If the office is $1 million and the warehouse is $1 million, then you better be able to accumulate that sort of money back pretty quickly. You don't want to just like throw money into an office and then not get to utilize it or not get to use it whatsoever. You want to make a lot of money. So I think it will be kind of on the level of Heist. And let's assume that each mission has like 1 or 2 or 3 parts to it where you got to go from point A to point B, set up the buyer, set up the seller, then the deal is done and you make the money. Maybe $200,000, $300,000 per mission. And if you have to split that between 2 or 3 bodyguards, you know, that's $80,000, $90,000, sometimes $100,000 per mission that you ultimately do. Again, there's so many different variables that we really don't know yet. For example, one of those variables could be how long it's going to take to set up each mission. I mean, if it takes 20 or 30 minutes just to get one thing done, you know, you got to keep in mind how much time that's taking up out of your day in order to get the money that you're going after. So again, that's the next thing to consider, but I certainly don't think it'll be as long as Heist. So yeah, I ultimately do think at the end of the day, it will become the best money-making method in the game. We really just are going to have to see how it pans out. Up next, we have a question from Mega Silver Studios, who tweeted me, do you think becoming a CEO will cost money? And what features do you think we'll get when becoming a CEO? So I don't know if it's going to cost money per se, like I mentioned earlier. I think you might need to have a minimum amount of cash in your bank account. Let's just say $1 million or $2 million in order to start becoming a CEO. So keep that in mind, although I'm not sure how Rockstar is going to do it with the system, whether you become a VIP first, then a CEO, or if you just jump from random civilian to CEO. Again, we don't really know all the details just yet. And he says, what features do you think we'll get when becoming a CEO? This doesn't have to directly relate to money, but I guess I can relate it to money. I'm assuming that during each mission, you'll determine the payout, very similarly to how the heist leader determines the payout in those missions. So if you want to be a greedy CEO and take all the money for yourself, I'm assuming you totally could. Or if you want to split it with your loyal bodyguards and loyal executives, I'm sure you totally could do the exact same thing as well. However, some other features may include like telling the personal assistant what to do, designing the office, or, you know, telling what bodyguards to be in what position. You know how in the heist update you could determine who is going to be the demolitionist versus who's going to be the pilot. So maybe you get to choose roles like that. We're really not too sure. Once again, Rockstar haven't really told us how the process works. They've just really told us and shown us what it's going to be like once we get there. All right, and our final question today regarding money comes from Chevy, who tweets at me, how much money do you think we'll make from trafficking goods in our own enterprise? So what I'm guessing he's talking about is, are different goods going to cost different amounts of money? And I would imagine so. I would imagine there would be like starter goods that would be very easy to sell. In my example, that would be like electronics, that might be clothing, that might be jewelry. And then maybe like the higher end supplies like drugs, medical supplies, stuff like that. I saw human organs in one of the shots. So I'm guessing that there's going to be different levels of various contraband and illegal goods that we'll be able to sell that will earn us more money versus less money. And it'll also be interesting to see the difficulty in each obtaining of those objects. So is it much easier to obtain electronics and jewelry versus human organs and medical supplies? Who knows? Maybe the payouts will be different based off of those and based off of the goods that we are ultimately ending up selling. But anyways, that is my money-making strategy and some of my best tips that I can give you guys to stay rich during this DLC while still enjoying it. Basically, just a quick synopsis is only buy the things that you really need and unlock the things that are required to become a CEO first. That way you can make money. And then when you make money, you can spend it on all the epic stuff that we are going to be getting throughout this update. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I'm certainly hyped, and I know you guys are as well. If you did go on to enjoy the video, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With out of the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.